Ushers, you may be seated at this time. Ready to receive. Just speaking from a general standpoint, if I could get this mic right here on, because I don't like to hold, excuse me, if I can get this mic on, I don't like to hold the mic when I appreciate it. Speaking from a general point of view, thank you so much. Now that we have our new normal, and we've prayed to God, I think that we're at a point now where we're ready to receive. In my time of study, God purged my heart about some things, because I too, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that does this, I get caught up in trying to get what I want from God. In the midst of the things that I pray for, in the midst of the things that I ask him for, I get so caught up in asking him to bless me because I know that he can. But God is saying to me, and he told me to tell you, that we need to stop always coming to him about the things that we want. The first reason is because not only does he already know what we want, he in fact knows what we need. And it ain't so much about asking him or badgering him or pressuring him to do. We just need to put ourselves in a position to be ready to receive. And see, that's what I got looking at this with this blind man, is that he just sat by the side of the road and he begged. And when we look in at verse 35, which is our starting point here, it says that Jesus approached Jericho. I don't know what your Jericho is in your life, but I want to start off by telling you that Jesus is approaching. Jericho could be your life. Jericho could be your sin. Jericho could be those things that you're thinking about dabbling into, but Jesus is approaching. And when Jesus begins to approach, we need to position ourselves accordingly. And it says that a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. You do know that there is something special about the side of the road. I thought about while I drive, and sometimes when I go into I don't even want to call it less, expensive areas, but when you go into certain parts of town, there are usually more people on the side of the road than other parts of town. And what I found out is that the side of the road is associated with being in need. The side of the road is associated with putting yourself in a position to receive. And that's the first thing that I want to look at today, is that if we're going to be ready to receive, we must first be in a receiving position. Let me work with that. Would you reach into your pocket and give that person $1 or $2 if they were standing in the middle of your lane? Would you be apt to help that person if they were in the way instead of being on the side of the road? So now I know why the beggars and why the homeless people get on the side. Because they understand that on the side is the position that they need to be in to receive. Well, look at your life, Christians. You want things from God. You've been praying a long time, but are you in a receiving position? Are you trying to lead God while at the same time ask him to give you what you need? That's not possible. Let me make it a little plain here. Football season is beginning to come. Am I right about it? And I thought about two of my favorite receivers. One is a Hall of Fame wide receiver. We're talking about receiving, ain't we? One is a Hall of Fame wide receiver by the name of Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice is a Hall of Fame receiver, has the most yards and the most touchdowns, and everybody knows about Jerry Rice. Yes, sir. When Jerry came into the league, it was understood that his 40 time was a little slow. I'm going somewhere. When Jerry came into the league, it was other receivers that were more on the radar and sought after than Jerry Rice. But what they told me about Jerry when I dug into him is that he was the best at putting himself in the right position to receive the ball when it came. Let me get a little bit more help. There's another receiver by the name of Steve Smith. If you don't know, I'm going to educate you. Steve Smith plays for the Carolina Panthers. Look him up when you get home. He only stands about maybe 5'9" or 5'10" inches tall. And if you know anything about playing the position of receiver, it is protocol that you be at least 6'1" or 6'2" to play this position. But Steve Smith has some way found a way to not only be the best receiver on his team, but it is already understood that upon retirement, he too will go to the Hall of Fame. And I began to do a little diving into Steve Smith's career, and they said that he is the best at the moment of truth. I said, well, what is the moment of truth? Football coaches call the moment of truth that moment that you're running your route, and the defender may be with you every step of the route. But when the ball gets there, it's something about Steve Smith that at the moment of truth, it doesn't matter how well the play was defended. It doesn't matter how poorly the ball was thrown. He always finds a way to put himself in position to receive the ball. What I'm trying to say is stop worrying about your quarterback all the time. Stop worrying about the person that's defending you and trying to block your blessing. If you would just run your little old route and put yourself in position to... I'm just talking about being ready to receive. I played basketball. I didn't even go that far in football, so don't knock on me. But what I'm saying is it's about the positioning. Steve Smith did not enter the combine and say, I'm too short to play this position. Jerry Rice didn't look at his 40 time and say, I run too slow to play this position. What they did was just position themselves to be able to receive what God had for them. Am I right about that? Well, we move on now that we have our position. The A part of 36 says, well, the entirety says that when he heard the crowd going by, not only do you have to position yourself to receive, you need to be in tune with your position. Help me here, blind man. He tapped me on the shoulder in my time of study and said, I had to be in tune with my position because I had to understand the strengths and the weaknesses associated with my position. He said, what if I sat on the side of the road already knowing that I couldn't see? What if I decide not to be in tune and pay attention with my ears? Yes, sir. I'm going somewhere with this. We have to be in tune with our position. We have a term in the young folks society. We call it balling out of your budget. And when someone balls out of their budget, let me give an example. You have $200 in your account. The new Jordans drop, plus tax run you $185. You go buy the new Jordans, and now you have $15 to live off of until your next check. You have just balled out of your budget. The blind man told me to tell y'all, the blind man, some of us ball outside of our spiritual budget. Make that plain, blind man. He said, I couldn't afford as a blind man to sit on the side of the road already not being able to see, to waste time listening at the wrong thing. I already couldn't see it. And my only chance to know that he was coming by was to listen. So I can't afford, because I'm blind already, to listen to the... What I'm saying is that some of us, not everybody, we spiritually ball outside of our budget. You already having a hard time praying. You can't afford not to come to Bible study. Preach to. You already having a hard time reading your Bible. You can't afford to listen to the mess going on to the left and to the. Stop balling outside of your spiritual budget. I don't know what your budget is, and you don't know what my budget is, but you need to bow within that. You need to bow within that. Some of us come to church like we are spiritually Bill Gates. Let me go on. I'm getting looks that I ain't supposed to be getting. Let me go on and move. Let me go on and move. Don't ball out your spiritual budget. But not only do you need not to ball out of your spiritual budget, in order to receive, let me get back to receiving. In order to be ready to receive, you have to learn how to operate off your strengths and not your weaknesses. Not your weaknesses. Blind Bartimaeus did not sit on the side of the road and pout about not being able to see. Instead of pouting about not being able to see, he turned his ears up a little bit higher so that he can make sure that he heard. So what I'm saying is, in retrospect to what we do in the spirit, in the spiritual realm, stop worrying about the things that you don't do so well and operate off the things that God has blessed you to do well. I know you want to sing like Tamara, but you usher good. So get in the middle aisle and usher. I know that you want to play the organ and you want to play the guitar like Rodriguez and all that, but you're supposed to be praying. So get with Sister Lockhart and get on the intercessory prayer. Stop. Operate off your strength. Do what you do. You might not can't be the one at the top of the pyramid. It's a weight limit associated with the top of the pyramid. You need to be at the base. He was in tune with his position. He was in tune. The crowd was going by. He asked what was happening. Because he was attentively listening to what was going on, he asked what was happening. I hate to keep stopping, but I'm going to do my job. Some of us is missing what's happening. Stuff is moving all around us. People are getting blessed. Trains are going by. People driving by 80 miles per hour, and because we are not paying attention, we don't even know nothing is happening. And then when we look up and we see everybody else further along in their blessing and in they walk, we wondering why somebody didn't tap us before they exited off of the highway, but you wasn't paying attention. You missed what happened. You missed what happened. He said that Jesus was passing by. Then he gets to verse 38 and he says, he called out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Look at this picture, people. We have a blind man on the side of the road. Jesus is passing by. He knows he's passing by. But it's a multitude of people. He still called out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. What that told me right then and there is that in order to really receive and be ready to receive, we must have enough pride in our potential to ask God for what it is that we want. Let me make that plain. The blind man did not decide because he had already reached a certain age in life and that he was blind and had done nothing up until this point, that his walk and that his potential was dead. But because he knew that opportunity was passing by, he had enough pride in his potential. I got to stop right there. Do you have pride in your potential? I know that you're doing okay right now. But when you think about 5 or 10 years on down the road, do you get proud about that? I do. I think about my future 5 or 10 years down the road, and it makes me proud. And because I'm prideful of my potential, I'm not afraid to open up my mouth. This blind man said, I'm going to be something one day. I'm going to be more than the blind man that sat on the side of the road and didn't do nothing. I'm going to open up my mouth and I'm going to ask God to give me my sight. And because of that pride, Who am I preaching about today? Have pride in your potential. Have pride in your potential. Don't just look at where you are and what you got going and say that that's it. That's not it. God put something in you. So we know that we have to position ourselves to receive. We have to be in tune with our position to receive. And then we have to have enough pride in our potential and promise of what God has promised us to receive. What else do we need? It says 39, those who led the way rebuked him and told him to be quiet. On your road to reception, to receiving, please, 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 people, don't put all your beans in your leader basket. I know my daddy the pastor of this church. I believe my daddy and I'm behind my daddy 100%. But what I'm trying to say is that a Christian walk is individual. I can't ride my daddy's coattail into heaven. My mess ups are my mess ups and ain't got nothing to do with my daddy. So what I'm trying to say is that along the way, your leader might be the one to tell you to stop. And it messes us up. It knocks us off our rocker when the leader is the one that lets us down. Because we had put our beans in the wrong basket. Look at the scripture. It says those who led the way. The people that were leading the charge of Jesus passing by told the blind man to be quiet. Stop. What are you asking for? Sometimes that same person that you looking up to, the same one that you trying to follow behind, is going to be the one to tell you, what are you doing? What are you asking for? That's not your place to ask for that. Let me throw something in there. Usually when a leader tell you to stop, it's because you're getting too close to them. They know you asking for the right thing. They know what you asking for. If you get it, that's going to be what propel you right past them. Do you hear what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to look your leader in the face and say, I'm following the one that's leading you. And he didn't tell me to. I'm not saying change your leader. I'm saying watch your leader. Watch him. Just watch him. Watch him. Watch him. Watch him. And so what is that telling me then, preacher? That's telling me that I'm going to have persistence to be able to receive. Because at any point, my leadership, my fellowship, my associations, they could tell me that what I'm doing is not what I'm supposed to be doing. But if I know that this is what God has told me to do and ask for, you have to have the persistence associated to keep going. So be in your position. Be in tune with your position. Not only be in tune with your position, have pride in your potential. And then have enough persistence to keep going when you get some drawbacks. Well, preacher, why should I be persistent? Why should I keep going, preacher? I'm glad you asked. Come here, verse 40. We talked about verse 40 in my house this morning before we left. They didn't even know what chapter or what book it was in. I just told them watch out for verse 40. Verse 40 said, Jesus stopped and ordered the man to be brought to him. You can read it however you want to. But the cavalry kept marching until this man showed persistence. The second time when he said louder, the scripture says he did it louder. Son of David, have mercy on me. I know you heard me the first time, but I'm going to scream a little louder because I didn't get the answer that I needed. Son of David, it is blind Bartimaeus over here, still blind. Help me. What did Jesus do? Jesus stopped and ordered the man to be brought. That's power. That means that if I keep pushing, if I keep trying, if I keep knocking at the door, if I keep showing up on Wednesday, if I keep teaching these Wednesday night Bible study, if I keep preaching, if I keep playing the drums, sooner or later he gonna say, Christopher Terry Willis II. Come here. And that's all that I'm really worried about. I know some of you don't like me. That's fine. I love you too. But as long as he tell me, Christopher, come here. It's persistent. You keep coming. Okay, I got to get some scripture to help me with this, Daddy. You know, your church likes scripture. Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. Anyone who comes must believe he exists. God rewards those who diligently seek him. The last time I checked, if you're going to be diligent, that means you showed up more than one time. If you're going to be diligent, that means you prepared when you show up too. If you're going to be diligent, that means you're trying to get some other people to come. God rewards those who diligently. See, some of y'all just dibbling and dabbling. You ain't diligent. You just checking in and checking out. And your blessings keep checking in and checking out. If you stay a little diligent, it take a little diligence. Then you can get what it is that you want. That you want. But then but then we keep moving on. And we look at verse 41. Now that our persistence has gotten his attention. Now that we're on the radar for our blessing, we still talking about being ready to receive. You have to be ready when God asks you this question. What do you want for me to do for you? What do you want for me to do for you? Think about those words coming from a man that can do anything. I began to think about it. Every time I pull up to a drive-thru and they serving food, I never doubt that whatever on that menu when I ordered, that is coming through the window. I'm going somewhere. Every break on work, when I walk up to that vending machine and I look through that glass, I never doubt that when I put my dollar in, whatever number I press on the vending machine is going to release that to me. I'm going somewhere with this. When I walk up to the ATM machine, I can't see the dollar bills that's in the machine, but I know what's on my card, and I remember my code. So when I press the code and swipe my card, I never doubt that the dollar bills are going to come out. I'm going somewhere with this. When you call in to a customer service line and you've been experiencing technical difficulties, I never doubt that whoever answers the phone, they can handle my problem. Why is it that when God asks us in a plain voice, what do you want me to do for you? We doubt. All of a sudden we skeptical about what he can do. When it's the same God that wrote Genesis to Revelation, then not only did he write it, he performed miracles all in between them. Then he said, what do you want me to do for you? That's all that he's saying to us. But for some reason, we put our faith in everything else but him, knowing we've been on the side of the road begging. But when he asks us, what is it that you want me to do for us, we question him and we doubt him. Well, what are you saying, preacher? The reason why you're not ready to receive is because you don't really believe. I said that. The reason why you're not ready to receive is because you don't really believe. No, you don't. You asking out of protocol. You praying because your mama prayed. You seen your daddy hooping and hollering, so you going in there and that's not believing. When you approach God and when you ask God like you really believe he can, I guarantee you he will. But you got to ask like you really want it, and you have to believe that he can give it to you. This blind man didn't have no ifs, ands, or buts in his request. Because if he did, he wouldn't have asked again. He asked twice because he knew that my sight go right there. Can I make that plain? You asking God for a house. You've been sitting on the side of the road. He done had about 3 houses walk by for you. You ain't asked for none of them. You've been praying for a husband. You sitting on the side of the road waiting on your wife. 3 or 4 husbands and wives is walking by. You not asking God. You're not asking them the right way. Now you're missing your blessing. Some of us are still on the side of the road because we don't believe. And it can be said as many times as it needs to be said. It is impossible to please God without faith. And if you're asking him half-heartedly, you don't have the faith. You don't have faith. But then we move on to the next part of the scripture. I told you I wasn't going to be long. We move on. And after he asked him what he wants to do for you, he said, Lord, I want to see. I just want to see, Lord. I just want my sight. I don't need 30 pieces of silver. I don't need frankincense and myrrh and all that, Lord. Lord, I just want to see. I just want to see the person that's next to me talking to me. I just want to look up in the sky and see that it's blue. I just want to see the rain, Lord. I hear the animals, God. Can I please see them? I hear you right now, God. I just want to see you. I just want my sight. What are you saying to me, preacher? What are you asking God for? Classify your request. Are you really asking God for something that you need? Or are you asking him for something that you want? Because needs help us get from point A to point B. Wants just give us pleasure. And all the time, God is not trying to please us. He's trying to push us in the direction that we need to go. And if I give you what you want, your pleasures will sidetrack you from being pushed in the direction that I need you to go. You asking God for a wife and a husband, but what you need is peace. Peace to be satisfied with yourself until the wife or the husband shows up. You asking God for friends and a better social life, but what you need is something that'll stop you from gossiping and being so messy and starting so much confusion. Then you will have the foundation needed for friends to want to be around. You want more money. God is saying, pay the tithes off what I gave you. Then I can't give you 2 stacks if you won't tithe off 200. What are you asking for? What are you asking for? And then understand, in verse 42, he said, receive your sight. Your faith has healed you. How many of you really believe that your faith will do your dirty work for you? Yes, sir. All that stuff that you think you got to go do to get your blessing, that's what your faith gonna do for you. You just have to display a little bit of it. If you really want to know the truth of the matter, all Bartimaeus did was sit on the side of the road and wait. It might have been a long time, but it didn't take much for him to sit there and wait. And his faith, believing in who God was and is, that's what did the dirty work. All Bartimaeus did was say, have mercy, let me see. But the faith that he had embedded in his request got to the Lord and did the dirty work. Yes, sir. When God stopped and called Bartimaeus to him, the faith had already did what it was supposed to do. The faith is what you don't believe me. Come here, issue of blood. Come here. Come here. Jesus was passing by when she touched the hem of his garment. It was the faith that through Jesus' body and it touched him. Yes, what am I trying to say? She touched his clothes. The faith went from his fingertips into the hem of Jesus' garment, into the heart of Jesus. Who touched me? Your faith will do your dirty work. But you got to have the faith. You got to display the faith and then be ready to receive. But before I let you go this morning, I want to close with this note right here. When you get ready to receive, watch the people around you. Because I started off this message telling you about wide receivers. But I'm going to end this message talking about cornerbacks. You do know what a cornerback is, don't you? A cornerback is the one that is employed to defend the receiver. The cornerback job is to knock the pass down or to intercept the ball when it is thrown. And the same way that we signing up to be wide receivers for God, the devil is training some real crafty cornerbacks. And you don't know it, but they running the same route that you running. You took 2 steps to the left and turned back in on a slant. And they ran the same route that you was running. And let me tell you about a good cornerback. A real good cornerback like Deion Sanders know how to disguise the defense they running. So what he do is running by you acting like he defending somebody else. And as soon as your blessing get thrown in the air, he fakes you out like he going this way and take your ball and go back the other way. All I'm trying to say is, I know you're ready to receive, and I know that you're running your route. But there's some people that's running with you that's disguising their defense. And you don't know that their defense has been disguised. And you think that you finna catch an easy pass and score a touchdown, but they finna intercept your ball and go all the way back to the other side. But be watchful of the ones that you get your blessing around. But it's twofold of that. If you around somebody and you see them asking for their blessing, don't hate. Cornerbacks, some of us are in here right now. Cornerbacks, don't hate. Because let me tell you, in the midst of your hating cornerbacks, you missing your own blessing. Because in this same Bible, he said that when I do pour out the blessing, my wide receiver not going to even be able to hold all of it. Which means by default, whoever is closest to him is going to be the one to receive the overflow. So instead of hating on your brother and your sister because they asking, how about you just get a little closer so that when they stop being able to receive, you can get you some. My time is spent and I got to get out of here, but let me tell you why you can receive. Because some time ago, Jesus ran his route. And his route happened to be up a hill called Golgotha. And he ran into a whole bunch of cornerbacks and defenders on his route. Matter of fact, they stripped his uniform off before he even made it to the end zone. They spiked him and spit on him and talked all about him while he was running his route. Took him from courtroom to coach to different trainers, marched him up everything, beat him out of recognition, but he kept running his route. Because he knew that we were going to have to be able to receive. Say he ran his route up a hill called Golgotha and they placed him in between 2 thieves. Isn't it ironic that the greatest receiver known to man died in between 2 cornerbacks? Ran up a hill called Golgotha. And when he got there, they said that he never said a mumbling word. Everything that they threw at him, he just received it because he was ready to receive. It says that they put his left hand and nailed it to the cross. It says that they took his right hand. You do know a receiver got to use his hands. And nailed it to the cross. Said that they were tired of him running so many routes. So they riveted his feet. Said that they wanted to see what his blood looked like, so they pierced him in the side. Said that they took his holy helmet off and put a crown of thorns on it. And it said that the blood ran down like sweat on his body. But before he gave up the ghost, somebody told me that he scored a touchdown. Say he looked to the left, and one of the thieves told him that if it's in your will, just remember me when you get in the end zone. While you're doing your touchdown dance, don't forget about me, Lord. So they say that he scored that extra point, looked up to the coach, and said, I've ran my route. I've scored all the touchdowns I can score. They say that he gave up the ghost. Say that they took the wide receiver off of the cross, placed him in a borrowed tomb. Somebody told me that while he was supposed to be dead, he snuck out of the tomb and went down to hell and ran some more routes. Say he ran a route all night Friday, got up Saturday still running routes in hell. They looked up Saturday evening and he was still running routes. But early Sunday morning, he took his uniform off, stretched out his hands to show that I got all power. So everything that you want, just be ready to receive. Stop worrying about how it's going to come. Stop worrying about who's going to stop it from coming. You just put yourself in a position to be ready to receive.